Welcome back to the channel, folks. In today's episode, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we got a new unit, and yeah, it's right here. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So we picked up this 1988 Chevrolet dump truck, and yeah, it's a unit. I've already started diving in on work. I'll put some pictures in of what it originally looked like, because it didn't originally look like this. The hood was black, the wiper cowl was disgusting, but I already painted those. I got new fenders for it, and I'm doing some body work to it. And then we're gonna paint it. Amazon Prime has been slacking a bit, so still waiting on paint for the bed. We're gonna paint that white, and then the cab is gonna be this color white. Technically they're both gloss white, but you know, it's gonna be different. So yeah, this is her. Mint little truck. As you could tell, I already started diving into some work on this. The dash was messed up, so I got a nice dash cover, replaced that. Yeah, these dash covers on Amazon, maybe I'll link it below if I can remember, but they're not too expensive, and it looks a lot better than what was there originally. So I got one of those, put it in. Didn't put enough glue, but it's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I cleaned up the gauge cluster and painted that black because it was all faded and such, so that's why that looks like that. And I moved this temperature gauge here because originally it was there, so I gave it its own home, which is nice. And then, if you guys can tell, this is the bench out of my old Chevy, the 6.5, and I put it in here with some fabrication on the brackets. Made it work. It's a lot more comfortable and a little better shape, even though it's got this a little better shape than the other bench. The other bench was shot. Probably put in a picture of that as well. This was on the old dash. It was all faded and such, and the logo you couldn't even make out, so painted that as well and painted the logo white so it matches the truck. The truck didn't come with vent window locks, so I got new ones of them, threw them on. They look pretty mint. The dump bed itself isn't in too bad shape. I obviously already painted it. It was pretty rough looking, but we cleaned it up, painted it, and this is the current status of that. We're thinking about putting in diamond plate for that, cover these holes, but we're just gonna do the whole diamond plate. So yeah, that should look good. And we're still waiting on the dump bed paint, so that should be here shortly, hopefully. When I first bought the truck, the gate was bent, so when you tried to open it, it wouldn't open. Now it opens mint. And closes. Mint. When I first bought the truck, it had a lot of Bondo in this section, so it was all cracking and eating up real bad. So I picked it all out. It was pretty bad looking, so I wasn't gonna leave it like that. And then I started loading it up on Bondo. This is the current status of that. I gotta sand it down, and then I think this is gonna be the last coat. A little wavy doesn't really bother me too much, because at the end of the day it is a dump truck. But we're gonna finish that up, and then we can really start painting the bed. I started hitting some of this with a sander and wire wheel to clean it up, prep it for paint. And I really got to hit up there, because obviously some water was being held up there, and a little rusty looking, but once we get it cleaned up and painted, no more rust. This side's about the same as the other side. I got a new fender for it because I didn't want to try to Bondo that. And I couldn't find a door within price range of reasonable. So put some Bondo there, and that's working out. I'll put in a picture of this side originally, and yeah, that dent is gone now. I'm just working on this bottom one, and by the picture that you just saw, you should be able to tell that it's a good amount of Bondo there. But once I'm done, you in theory won't be able to tell that there's any Bondo there at all. This Johnson's got a 350 Chevrolet with a RV cam in it. It was a rebuilt motor, which is good-ish. Who knows when they rebuilt it, but it was rebuilt supposedly, with an Edel broken on it. Unfortunately, this Edel broken got the choke wire missing, so we're gonna have to figure out why that choke wire is missing and how it's still idling fine, and make that right, so we can hear the lope of that cam. Blup, 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 blup. The previous owner obviously put an electric fan on it, and one day I was idling it and blew that lower rad hose. So I put a new rad hose on it, and that's pretty mint. The original coolant reservoir was cracked and had nothing in it and didn't look good, and so I got a new one of them. That's mint. This pig's got all new front brake lines and calipers, and I bled them and made sure they were good, so that's good. That master cylinder looks a little sus, but we're just gonna not look at that. Maybe I'll paint it so it's rebuilt. But yeah, the brake pedal's a little spongy, but I think it's the rear brake adjusters aren't adjusting because they're probably seized up a bit. So we're gonna have to get in there, but I'm not a big fan of drum brakes, so we're gonna have to ease our way into them. But it's got brakes. It stops. It just takes a little while to get all the way to stoppage. But yeah, it should be fine. I obviously got this truck because I needed a new manual truck, and obviously it's not new, but new to me, manual truck. You know, I kind of miss banging gears and, you know, passing. Yeah. Basically, what's left to do on this pig is finish Bondo in the doors, clean up the Bondo on the dump bed, paint the dump bed, paint the doors, put on the new fenders. They're black, so I got to paint them white. Not a big deal. I bought a bunch of spray paint already. And then got to do the bumper, get some trim pieces, and oh yeah, I got to get new cab lights because they're leaking a bit. The grommets are all dry rotted, unfortunately, but yeah. And then there's some dents on the roof that I got to pull out, but once I have the cab lights out, I'll be able to pull them out and then paint the cab fully. But yeah, sucker's a unit. You might be asking yourself, Tyler, what possessed you to get your 5th vehicle? Why 5? Well, first off, you can never have enough vehicles. Let's be real, you know? And B, my grandfather had a 1987 dump truck. Looked just like this. And I remember when we were kids, my dad would take us for rides in it, and let us shift, and it was a cool experience as a little kid. So I definitely wanted to get something similar to reminisce on the childhood memories. I'll be able to reminisce good in this, as well as my mom. You know, I obviously bought this for my mom because she said at one point that she really wanted to learn how to drive manual in my grandfather's dump truck before we got rid of it, so she could learn and then be able to drive my dad's vet. So I got the dump truck back, Mom. Don't be mad. Obviously she doesn't know, so it'd be cool if you didn't tell her, but if you do tell her I bought it for her so she can learn how to drive manual, so she could drive the vet. We're gonna dive into some work on this thing, so at least you guys can witness a little bit of it. We're doing some Bondo today on that door, and we're gonna clean up the bed. So I figured we'll do a little time lapse of some work on it, just to make this video worthwhile. All right, so first we're gonna start sanding, clean up this bed. Hopefully this will be the last time I gotta sand the bed, because I'm kind of done putting Bondo on it, and I really don't want to put any more on there. Let's dive into it. Not perfect, but good enough for a dump bed. Sure. So besides that and that on this side, because I got a new fender, so I don't have to do anything with that. But besides those two spots, I gotta do this corner. Now, you know, these old Chevys, they rot out the corners, and this is the worst of it. So I've already started dabbling, see if what sticks there. The other corner's fine, so it's just this one. And yeah, I'm gonna have to obviously put something behind it so it'll grip up nice and stick there. But coming along well. So we'll get some Bondo, throw it on there so you guys can witness some Bondo being laid. And then I think we're gonna call it a day in this video. So we got our plate of Bondo here. I'm not going to tell you how the mixture works because I don't know the right ratio. I don't put a lot of hardener in it because I like the time to play with it. So yeah, here we go. What I like to do is just lather it on there. We're gonna hit that little spot up top, like you can see it like this. Still got some Bondo left over and it ain't dry yet, so we're gonna try to throw some in that corner. That hole under here ain't taken as well as I kind of expected, so definitely gonna have to put a screen or something in there so it'll grip to it better. But But this corner, not looking too bad. Especially if you squint really hard to look at it. Yeah, yeah. It's good enough for now. Oh, these mosquitoes, man. I leave the door open while that Bondo down there is setting and drying, so it doesn't Bondo itself closed, because that would be unfortunate, folks. But on that note, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys like the new unit and the progress that has been made so far. We're definitely gonna keep diving in on this. I'm hoping to have it painted and road ready before winter, because you can't really paint in the winter, and I'm not gonna have this sit over winter. I want to start driving it, you know? Really got to teach mom how to drive manual, so really got to get it done. But on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. God bless y'all, and we'll frickin' see you later.